Today, Front Page welcomes you with greetings and presents a discussion on the topic of NFL Mock Draft 2023. Carolina Panthers, Bryce Young, QB, Alabama. The Panthers need a franchise quarterback, which is obviously why they traded up to know. 1. Check my NFL trade grades page for more. They didn't want to settle for the third or fourth option in this class. Instead, they surrendered DJ Moore in a package of picks to move up for the signal caller of their choice. That's likely to be Bryce Young because he canceled all of his future visits, probably because he was told by the Panthers that he would be the no. 1 pick. The coaches actually prefer C.J. Stroud. So you have to wonder about the damage owner, Axe Tepper, is doing with this meddling. Other 2023 NFL Draft possible at ES. None. It seems as though Young is locked into the top pick even though the coaches wanted Stroud. Houston Texans NFL Draft 2023 Houston Texans, Will Anderson, /Alb, Alabama. As mentioned prior to the Bears-Panthers trade, the Texans wouldn't be able to get the quarterback they wanted because of their foolish decision to win in Week 18. They apparently wanted Bryce Young, but because of their meaningless victory, they are no longer in position to draft him. The logical thing would be to go with C.J. Stroud, but the Texans don't do things logically. They are likely to pass on a quarterback, and as a result, they're going to allow the rival Colts to land a franchise signal caller. Assuming Houston passes on Stroud, it'll select either Will Anderson or Tyree Wilson, as the team hasn't been able to replace J.J. Watt and Jadeveon Clowney after all these years. Other 2023 NFL Draft possible at ES. 1. Tyree Wilson. The edge rusher is the likely pick if the Texans remain at no. 2. C.J. Stroud. QB, was this all a trick? Did the Texans fool everyone into thinking they were stupid and or secretly working for the Colts? By the way, the whole Will Levis to the Texans thing reminds me of when everyone thought the 49ers would draft Mac Jones. It could happen, but it would be insanely dumb for the Texans to do it, which might mean that it will happen because Houston does all the wrong things. Arizona Cardinals, Tyree Wilson, /DT. Texas Tech. The Cardinals would love to trade down, and if they do, they'll be able to land a cornerback like Devin Witherspoon or Christian Gonzalez to fix their horrible secondary. However, if they can't move out of this pick, they're likely to draft a pass rusher to replace J.J. Watt and Chandler Jones, who were lost in consecutive years. Believe it or not, the Cardinals would select Tyree Wilson over Will Anderson, per a report made by Charlie Campbell recently. Tyree Wilson has terrific traits, but hasn't been able to work out because of a foot injury. He was recently cleared medically. However, other 2023 NFL Draft possible at ES. 1. Trade down. The Cardinals are more likely to trade down than the Texans. In fact, move down. They're dying. If they move down, they'll be targeting either Devin Witherspoon or Christian Gonzalez. 2. Paris Johnson. OT Charlie is the Cardinals taking Paris Johnson in his mock draft. Indianapolis Colts, C.J. Stroud, QB, Ohio State. At this rate, it's fair to wonder if Texans general manager Nick Caserio is a sleeper agent working for the Colts. The Texans won a meaningless game late in the year versus Indianapolis, which hurt their draft choice and moved up the Colts in the order. Now, Caserio will allegedly be passing on C.J. Stroud, which will allow a franchise quarterback to fall into the Colts' lap. I hope Jim Irsay is paying Caserio well. 1. Will Levis or Anthony Richardson, QB. Both of the other quarterbacks are in play here as well. 2. Will Anderson. If the quarterback the Colts want is off the board, they could target the best defensive player in this class. Seattle Seahawks. Jalen Carter, DT, Georgia. It's amazing that at no. 5. The Seahawks could end up with the top prospect in this class, with the Panthers moving up to no. 1. We now know for sure that the top 2 picks will be a quarterback. If the Cardinals trade the third choice, there will be 4 quarterbacks gone after 4 picks, leaving the Seahawks with Will Anderson, who will provide a huge boost to their pass rush. If, however, Anderson is off the board, the Seahawks will strongly consider Jalen Carter. The Georgia product is having a rough pre-draft session with an arrest and a horrible pro day workout. But the Seahawks have taken chances on troubled players in the past. Carter is a top 3 prospect in this class based on the tape. Other 2023 NFL Draft possible at ES. 1. Will Anderson or Tyree Wilson. This should be the floor for the top 2 pass rushers unless something very strange happens. C.J. Stroud, QB of both the Texans and Colts, pass on C.J. Stroud. The Seahawks will certainly have to consider him as their long-term franchise quarterback.